Hello and welcome to the next video on this channel. Today we are going to be putting two rivals that have been fighting for years, which one some could say have subsequently won because the other one is not in production anymore, but we don't care about that. Today we are going to be taking a look at the 1969 Camaro Z28 and the Shelby GT350. And today we will find out which one is better and which one should you buy. So without further ado, let's get into it. You can see behind me, we are now looking at the Camaro, a nice reddish orange glint to it. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It's my favorite car out of the two, but I'm not going to be favoriting it. If it's worse than the GT350, it's going to be worse. Now we have the GT350. Now just a fair warning, I've customized both these cars, but I gave them the exact same parts. I just want it to be a bit more fun than just their stock variants. So I've included a few power upgrades, mostly just to the engine, nothing else. No tires, no suspension, no differential, nothing. But anyways, let's see how these two get along on an American track, fictional American track, Trial Mountain. But before we start, I never knew this, but the GT350 spare wheel is right there. That is so cool. So here we go. You can now see that both of them have the same parts installed. And we start with me doing some drifts. Gotta warm up the tires, you know. But to give some history on this car has been featured in Gran Turismo 2, then Gran Turismo 6, which is a 4-game gap, then an update in Gran Turismo Sport, and subsequently in Gran Turismo 7. Now, the Shelby GT350 is a variant based off the '64 Mustang, and it was a collaboration between Ford and Carroll Shelby. Now, as you can see, the Shelby is very tail happy and likes to spin out whenever it wants. That's what makes this car so fun in my opinion. Now, in 1964, Ford wanted to put the Shelby GT350 in the SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America Racing. They would need to sell 100 cars with no changes to the engine, brakes, or suspension. However, they can make the weight whatever they want it to be. So that was good. Ford then also helped sell the Shelby GT350 in hopes that it could get 100 cars sold and it can be in the SCCA, which was very nice of them. I also just have to say that the paint job on this car is quite beautiful. Also, these cars took this turn immensely well. Like, I didn't realize how good their turning capability would be since they're muscle cars or pony cars, but they were pretty good and I'm quite surprised by it. Now we're coming up to the last 3 corners that will hopefully decide which one is better at the track. Ford's coming down piping hot, but will he be able to beat the Camaro? And now he just full sends it to the line, not even caring about if he's spinning his tires. Full pedal to the metal. And he crosses the line. Now we see the Camaro Z28 from 1969. Personally, one of my favorite vehicles. I hope to get one when I'm older. And there's a bunch of these at car shows near where I live. Like, I cannot go one car show without seeing a 69 Camaro, which that's very good because hopefully they'll sell them to me. Now, the Camaro is very, and I mean very, tail happy, like way more than the Mustang, to a point where I had to really control how much like throttle I was putting in. If I didn't, then I'd just spin out all over the place. I had to retake this race 3 times just because the Camaro spun out into a wall. However, this Chevy Camaro has featured in Gran Turismo 2, not in Gran Turismo 3, but in every game after Gran Turismo 3 as well. Which is kind of weird. Why wouldn't you put it in Gran Turismo 3 if you already had it? Like, had the resources to make it? I don't know. Nonetheless, the Camaro obviously was very good looking as they were able to sell over 700,000 units. Of course, all of them having different engines, that being V8s, straight sixes, all that type of stuff. And it didn't know it back then, but this car would make history for a long time. Again, coming to this corner, which I thought both the cars would have a horrible time at, but they actually did pretty decent. As you can see, the Camaro likes to spin its tires a bit. Now, there is one thing that this Camaro does beat the Shelby GT350 on, and that's the price. Now, you can buy it for $155,000, which still is less than the GT350. However, you can also get it for free doing a cafe menu, which I'm sure most of you have. But that's just basically saying that it beats it in the price department. Coming into the last 2 turns, Camaro really wants to get tail happy. And it crosses the line. Now, the Chevy Camaro is cheaper than the Shelby. However, it lacks in the horsepower, the torque department, the weight department, and the PP rating on Gran Turismo 7. However, somehow, with all the upgrades added to both of them, it got a faster time than the Shelby GT350. So all in all, I'd say the GT350 is your best bet if you want to go for fun, but the Camaro is the best for track. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Peace.